I don't really know what the key to success is. I think we're always basing ourselves on other people. And it's only when you actually break all those rules that you ever get close to something that will be original enough to have a chance of ever becoming successful. But then again, you know, what's success? How do you measure success? You know, you just never know. Sometimes you think something's incredible and you really believe in it, and then it doesn't have success, and then something that you do on the cuff and they're like, oh, this'll be fine, no one will care, ends up being the most successful thing. You just never know. It's a very hard thing to become obsessed with. It's a very hard thing to try and steer yourself creatively with. It's almost better to do the opposite, to kind of just steer away from success, and if you just stay doing something good and original, completely in your own style, then maybe you'll find it. I mean, I guess you're asking the wrong person, because I never think of stuff like that. I just think of doing something that I'll be proud of in 20, 30 years, whatever. You know, that's always my motivation. And having fun along the way. I think the best part of having an international career is the fact that you get a lot of freedom with that. My career is in bubbles all around the world, and from that I'm completely free artistically and musically to do whatever I want, because I don't have to worry about, you know, not being part of a scene, because I'm not part of a scene. I'm just the result of me. I like traveling around. I like living out of a suitcase and feeling like I can make my home anywhere in the world. What do I like the most about Spain? I like the fact that you can walk out your door and feel happy, like people talk to you. I like the fact that, firstly, there's so many different regions that are so completely different, but mostly the fact that there's life. You know, you go around a lot of cities in Europe and the shutters are always closed, and even in London, you know, you hear noise outside in the street, but it just annoys you because that noise doesn't mean someone to have a coffee with. In Spain, it's like you hear noise, but it doesn't bother you as much because you go out, and whether you're in Madrid or Barcelona or Salamanca, you can feel like you're alive. There's people to talk to, there's bars, there's coffee shops, there's always this kind of atmosphere which is very happy and creative. If I could go back to my teens, I would give myself some advice, yes. But the problem is, because of the way that I am, if anybody gives me any advice, I'll do the opposite. I think the only thing I would actually say is just not to be afraid. It's not worth wasting so much of your energy worrying about what other people think. When at the end of the day, you know, if you worry so much, you end up mediocre. And when you end up mediocre, no one gives a shit in the end anyway, which is the funny thing. They criticize, they give an opinion, but it's when you listen to their opinion that they just don't care and they just look away. And that's even worse. What do I have in my iPad? In my iPod, I have everything from the worst music you've ever heard in the world to the best music you've never heard. You know, Egyptian stuff, Somalian rap, Portuguese fado, which I'm a huge fan of, Arabic music, Arabic punk rock, Lebanese punk bands, to electronic music. The only thing I don't have in my record collection, in all honesty, is anything that's like, I don't know, I was about to be mean, but I've learned an important lesson in life. Never be mean about other musicians. Otherwise they'll bite you in the ass, or worse, they'll kick you. If I had to choose any of my singles, I think I would choose, it's really hard. It's kind of like kids, isn't it? I mean, I imagine if you have kids, you look at all your kids and let's say, like, you know, I've got a lot of singles, and I know, you know, just like the kids, that some of them were better looking than others, some of them were a bit ugly, but you're never really going to say that to their face. So you just pretend like, you know, it's all okay. Or you invest in education or something so that the ugly one ends up more smart. It's kind of like that with music. I don't know, I really don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm just being very mean.